Hi guys, welcome to Casual Films. My name is Cameron, and today I'll be looking at the first in a series of torture I'll be putting myself through by reviewing the 15 worst reviewed horror films on Letterboxd. The first one being Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, the original. Now, I'm a very positive person when I review. So when I review, I'll be pointing out the main prominent con in movies full of cons, and I'll be digging up 2 pros from these terrible movies. Now, without further ado, let's get into it by looking at Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. Reese Frake Waterfield had a very good, simple idea with Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. I love that he is delving into characters from our childhood and making them horror. I love that. It's great. Perfect. However, this movie isn't great, and I will get into that later. But let's go over the plot real quick. Winnie the Pooh and his friends feel abandoned by Christopher Robin, leading them to hate and want to kill humans. Perfect, great, simple, easy, hit it home run. Great. But on the main protagonist's side, she's riddled with stalker trauma, terrible, but it only comes into play for what feels like one scene and the reason to which to get them into the cabin in the woods. Which, cabin in the woods, can't go wrong with that, am I right? Ouch. Now, on to the first pro. This movie has some genuinely creepy moments. I love this animation right here. The lines, the black and white, the wide eyes, the solemn faces, the very dark tone of it is genuinely creepy, and I love it. Now, on to the con. This movie is riddled with inconsistencies. From plot points to injuries to everything. It's just inconsistent. And it's really, really blatant, and it really hurts this movie. Otherwise, this movie would be probably really good as a generic slasher. So, let's take a look. What are the inconsistencies? First inconsistency, which is the reason why they go to the cabin. The main protagonist has a trauma, PTSD from a stalker, which is totally valid and reasonable, but it doesn't do anything for the film, and it's much more blatant too when they spend around 5 minutes showing visual components to this backstory. And all it does for the character is make her incapacitated for a scene. There is no overcoming that trauma. There is nothing else besides to incapacitate her for a scene. At that point, you might as well just have it as a fun girls' weekend to a cabin in the woods. But no, we have to watch about 5 minutes of visual screen time, and it's not even important to the film. Also, Winnie the Pooh and Piglet vowed silence to never speak again. But then we have a character tell the other characters that they spoke to her and were telling her all these things. What? And worst off, it's off screen, so we don't even see them talk. That's pretty big. They made it a big point in the beginning, and now we have them talking off screen to a random side character. Doesn't make sense.
A pact was made. They renounced their humanity and returned to their animalistic roots, swearing never to talk again.
It's all so broken English.
Have you spoken to them?
Time I try.
Now, last thing I will complain about in these inconsistencies is going to be the injuries. They're so small or minor compared to what did them in. Like, look at this. Pooh slapping her. 1, 2, 3, 4. Keeps going, and they look so brutal and painful and heavy. And I think we're going to see later half a face, completely destroyed face, bruised face, something. And then we cut back to her and we see this. What is that? Did someone hit her with a baseball slowly? Like, that's not injury that came from those slaps. This movie's inconsistent. But moving on to the positive. Second pro. Here we go. The second pro is these deaths go for it. They are brutal, they are fun to watch, and they feel painful. Really, really painful. A little too much if you look at some of the kills logistically, but they are fun to watch. And that is why I like this movie more than I probably should. And I think this is what makes it better than the counterpart I'll be reviewing next week. But, I mean, look at this kill. It is painful, it is brutal, and it is fun. Can't go wrong there. And this movie keeps doing that with these kills. They're all brutal, they're all fun, and it plays with the pain. Anyways, guys, if you liked the video, please leave it a like. Let me know what you guys thought of the movie if you've seen it. If not, let me know what you guys want to see next. I'm happy to do whatever movie you guys want to do. Otherwise, thank you so much. Have a great day. I'll see you next time.